So, you there? Yeah, update this shit. We are covering the games that happened for week 7 of Tiny Esports Divinity League. Yeah, you pull up the stream, I'll pull up the screenshots, we talk about what we see, and we move on to the next team. Anywho's, you have a webcam you want me to throw on me? Dude, you can get one using code ETE on Red Dragon Shop. Yeah, we have at least 3 sponsors. We also have an Amazon sponsorship that I fucking forgot about. I bought so much shit on Amazon. I was supposed to use one of our links. God damn. I know. I don't know if Cam ever did a fucking announcement for it. I forgot about this. Do you have any other questions? Alrighty. We have 4 viewers. It's like half the viewers we had last time. And turn on the heat. I'm fucking ballin' now, dude. Our thermostat downstairs at our house was at 65. Yeah. And now we bumped up to 67. It's the temperature outside. It's 50 degrees outside. It's 50 degrees outside right now. You need to move over to the podcast section. You should be able to. And you can or you can? Why the fuck did... Why do you not have the guest role? I gave you the guest role. Who did this? Dude. I wish I could have Cam stop messing with the rules, because there was like 4 different times he accidentally made public channels unviewable. Anyways, yeah. Alright. You ready for me to make this shit live? Alright, I'm gonna switch it over. Welcome to Tidecast. We're covering Titan Esports Divinity League Week 7. Our one and only amazing guest is here, named Gideon Nightshade.
I am very unique. Everyone knows of my expert prowess on the Rift.
He's a master Olaf player, and he's going to give us
Apparently I'm a one trick now.
Yeah, he's a beautiful one trick, and his information will get us through this. So, first thing we'll be talking about is the match between Snapdragons and Elysium Omen, two high-ranked teams. So this is the game 1 stuff. Major got his signature Zeri and went wild.
One-sided stomp.
Yeah, this was. I'm gonna pull up the standings on my end, but Elysium Omen is 2nd seed and Snapdragons is 1st seed, and this is the game we got. E-Call.
This is just tragic for
dude.
for Red Side. Oh my god.
How do you feel about Set right now? Because I think Set has not been good for a long time.
Terrible champ. Aatrox is strong, Renekton is strong. There's no reason you should ever pick that champion. He gets bullied in lane, and the only time he ever is useful is when he hits his sweet spot W.
Yeah.
But he can displace people with his ultimate. No, his ultimate is awful. He puts himself in a horrible position unless he flashes behind somebody or he gets into a flank position.
Yeah. So this is a very early Set pick on the red side, which is weird because Zcall actually does have like a counter pool. Like, I know he plays Kled, And he has a couple other carries he does play, but like, I'm not sure why you'd pick red side to blind top.
They blinded set top
Yeah,
as red side, and then they just picked Poppy and rolled him.
and isn't like Poppy set like an even matchup?
No, Poppy's so strong right now. She bullies everyone in lane unless they're
Okay,
like,
okay.
no, like
But
seriously, she's so strong right now. She's like
dumb.
legitimately is it's like a one-sided stomp in a lot of her matchups, unless it's like Trundle or something. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on what would be a good counter to Poppy. Probably like Gwyn.
Uh, she has a couple skill matchups like Mord and Camille, but
Mort is definitely somebody who could bully her because she doesn't get to build
yeah,
Iceborne.
Olaf it can play well in the Poppy, but yeah, I'm just confused that they have red side and you pick Syndra as your counter pick into Zeri mid, and Syndra didn't pop off. You blinded Set, and he got absolutely curb stomped this game. And then I'm not sure why they waited so long for Leona. If you were picking Trist, you already know you kind of want all-in support, and you do have the option to flex a Trist if your mid can play it.
This is an awful draft. They never should have picked Leona so late. They should pick Tristana Leona first and then have their jungler pick and say, all right, mid and top lane, you guys get, last picks here because, like, you have a solid bot lane with Tristana Leona. They can literally do whatever they want. They can farm or play safe. It doesn't really matter however they want to play it. You just need to communicate what exactly you want out of your team. Like, I just don't see how Set fits into this team comp really,
Yeah,
especially second pick.
I mean, I definitely agree with the Trist Leo angle. And then R3, you just pick whatever has been picked on the opposite side. But it's just really bizarre. Because you think if they're picking Talia R3, it's to flex it, and they get to pick where Talia goes. And I guess Talia is the best part of this team, but still wasn't able to do enough because if you give Talia just hard CC, then she can basically one-shot anything. And I don't know what lane she had an option to play through. Really.
I mean, this is a really good way to if you know that their mid is like really comfortable on Zeri, then you should like prioritize not making sure that that character does not get ahead. And then obviously they didn't do that very well, as we can see. Because
Zeri is
she's
just
14
Major's
kills.
best mid, in my opinion. He really flourishes with AD mids because he was an ADC main before he switched over to mid. So like he can play Zeri mid. If he ever wanted to, I bet he could play Kai'Sa mid. I know he can play Tristana mid.
Yeah,
And
but
these
Talia
last
Syndra
bans,
is such a good kill lane now.
and like these last bans with Cyan Victor just doesn't make sense.
They banned Sion
It's
when
just
they have
like,
Poppy up.
yeah,
That's just
Poppy's there with Lilia, so Poppy, unless she's support, should be top lane. You
Poppy
would
can work the
never.
jungle, but it's not that good.
I don't know. They should have known that top was already
If
picked.
Lilia's there, though, obviously that's top. I don't know. That's strange to me.
Clearly, top has been picked because you have Lilia Poppy.
Yeah, you have the obvious jungle and the obvious top laner. There's no reason for them to pick top lane later because they already have set in their face. So like it, just pick the Poppy and then
Also,
that's
like,
that. You have the counter pick.
I don't see how Set struggles against Sion either.
That's probably one of Set's better matchups.
Alright, I'm gonna pull up next game.
Leave the same teams. Oh my god.
Dude, this is a confused draft. Elysium could not draft this day. Elysium could not draft this. What is
At least
this?
they got the Kaisa Jarvan and still lost somehow. What is it? What is this Cho'Gath doing here? Why do they have a Corki Cho'Gath Blitzcrank?
Wait. Everfrost Abyssal Mass Cho'Gath.
Oh, huge! They got the Bouse build.
I'm very confused.
It's I want to do damage but be tanky build at the same time, but also you're not that tanky because you have Frozen Heart or not Frozen Heart. What's it called? I forget. Whatever that item's called.
Dude, you can't blind Cho'Gath when you know your opponent plays Camille. They did not ban a single one of his carried champs in the second phase.
Why'd they ban Set?
Wait, no, they picked the Cho'Gath into Camille, which is even worse. I'm so confused.
They picked Camille, and I'm confused about the red side banning Camille and Alawi. That's a weird one.
No, I mean, most people don't like playing Camille in the set. I don't mind it.
I feel like that would be. This guy was 0-9 on Set last game. I don't think you're gonna be that. You're not gonna struggle that much.
I don't know why he picked Cho into Camille. I'm so confused. Unless Camille dies like 3 times in a row, she just neutralizes all of his damage and slowly kills him.
Even if Camille died that many times, she just slowly brings herself back. When she has 2 items, she kills Cho'Gath every single moment of the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Very strange. Especially
this draft is just weird as fuck. They have Partial Dive with Kaisa Jarvan. Then they have Poke with Corki. Then you have Cho'Gath, who doesn't really want a frontline. He's more of a supplemental in CC. And then Blitzcrank. I don't even know why they wanted to play Blitzcrank here.
They should have picked Nihilus or Leona. Or Braum. There's no reason to have a Blitzcrank. Like, there's nothing that Blitzcrank can do when Kaisa ults past him and then he hooks somebody past her. They just look at each other funny as they walk past each other.
The other thing that's bad about specifically Blitz is like Blitz can just pull people out of Cataclysm.
Yeah.
And
or pull Camille into their Kaisa and Camille just ults the Kaisa.
Like it's not shocking to me that Elysium lost, because either you want like a true front to back top laner like Maokai with this Corki, or you just can't pick Corki.
This Cho'Gath build is even crazier to me though, because he built Abyssal Mask. What's that item called? I forget what that item's called.
Everfrost.
Everfrost. I never built that item. Yeah, he built Everfrost and Abyssal Mask first items and into Camille. What is that?
Well, item order on the post game screen can be changed if they've flipped their items around. So he might have built Sunfire first. I'm not exactly sure, but
I hope he built Sunfire first. God, I hope.
It's just you already have Kaisa, who's hybrid, and a Corki. Why do you need AP Cho'Gath? Like, Abyssal Mass makes some sense because you're against AP and you have AP damage. But what is the Everfrost really doing for you?
You know what it does? If Camille ease into your whole team, you Everfrost her. Oh, she ulted it. Never mind. Nope. It doesn't do much. It doesn't do anything.
I'm so confused. Like, maybe he didn't want to stack health because it makes Divine Sunder hit him harder, but you could have went like Jock Show or Iceborne.
Literally, if you really want to go Cho'Gath this game, you just first buy Bramble and Bommies and hope that she doesn't tower dive you, and hope that she's not good enough to actually, coordinated enough with her jungler to constantly dive you and kill you the whole game. And you farm until you get 4 items.
What I don't get is Kled into Camille dumpsters Camille most of the time. And he plays Kled, and they wanted something else to go in because they have Kaisa Jarvan.
Guy plays Kled and he didn't pick Kled in the engage team with Kaisa Jarvan.
And you know your matchup?
That's crazy to me.
I don't know. This is just really weird. So this is a quite dominating 2-0. I wouldn't have expected this game to be this easy for Eden's facing a second seed, but Elysium's just not doing good at all. And these drafts are straight painful. Alright, gonna pull up the next match. Next match is Shiba Wolf Squad Warriors versus ET Solar. This is a small one for sure. So ETS
Wow.
FF'd after game one because they were down players.
Oh, that's
And
tragic.
they would need to e-sub 2 people. I don't
Their
actually
team
have a
gave
draft
up.
for this game because I think it got submitted wrong. So I just have post-screen screen.
Well, we have the bands there, so it's close enough. Let's just hope it's
Yeah,
correct.
we get to see what was banned, but we don't know the pick order.
Just hope they didn't ban some funny stuff.
So it looks like Psycho did 80 Ari top. Played.
I hate that. That's such a cancer
Okay.
right now. Oh my god.
This actually looks almost identical to the LeBlanc build that was being run.
It is. It is identical. It's the same thing.
Okay. And then there's also Thunder McBusters and Big News had really big games. 24 kills just between mid and ADC, so...
No, there's an ad.
No, not the ad. I don't really think there's a whole lot to talk about. Is Iceborne Alawi good?
Yeah. Iceborne is one of her main items. Like,
Really?
sure,
I
you
haven't
can
seen her in a
go Divine.
while.
You can go Divine. You also go Duskblade on her, which is a funny build. But yeah, you can go. Iceborne Alawi is really strong because it literally prevents people from ever leaving. It's like Asante with Iceborne. They just can't walk away from
Oh my god, that shit's so dumb.
Can't wait for the Cassante nerfs. I'm gonna be
Dude,
so
Cassante
happy.
is going to be gutted.
Good. He deserves it. That disgusting champ.
I don't think there's a whole lot to say about this game. Solar hasn't been playing well in this league. And they tried some new stuff with this Ari pick. They weren't able to play out the series.
Ari was like the only player on their team that did anything. That's
I mean,
insane.
his CS is really good.
CS lead, yeah.
260 at 31 minutes.
I mean, they're allowing at 306, but you know, it is what it is.
I mean, Alawi probably
the
never will
Alawi
side
0,
lane.
0, and 3. They didn't play the game. They just side laned the whole time.
Exactly.
All they did was stare at each other and hit minions the whole game.
Yeah, this looked like a 4v4 game.
And Ezreal just steamrolled the bot lane. That's crazy.
Yeah, this looked like a 4v4 game.
Just a honestly, like their drafting is not the worst. Like the team comes, I feel like Red Side should win this if they played it right. But then like there's Maokai Alawi, and like that's just an awful thing to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, I really think you put Maokai with like any poke-oriented champion. Like the last game we were looking at, I would rather seen Maokai with Quirky. And like in this kind of game, where Ezreal's fed and then you have a Maokai, it's like how do you go past saplings, the displacement, and his ult to kill Ezreal, and also Ezreal's Arcane Shift?
And if Alawi's there, then you're never touching the Ezreal because Alawi is.
Yeah, you also just can't ball on to Ezreal because if Alawi's there.
Not the, they don't, even if we disregard top lane, it's a 4v4. They still have Messi, bro. They have the kickball champion. He just knocks them away. They can't do anything. they can't CC him because of his ult. They can't get close to him because of his kick. I don't know, man. This was doomed. This was doomed from Champions Select. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, I think their win con was like Ashel and then like Echo, Tristana, Ari try to jump on that one target, but they have enough disengage that it probably wouldn't happen if the enemy team was grouped.
Well, Ari's not gonna be doing a whole lot in team fights with AD.
Yeah,
Ari.
with this AD Ari is a lot less bursty too, but their only AP really is Echo and then Ari's base damage. Yeah, with this AD Ari is a lot less bursty too, but I'm gonna pull up the next game, which is Dynasty Bismuth versus Dorado Gaming. I'm gonna pull up the next game, which is Dynasty Bismuth versus Dorado
Man,
Gaming.
why are these games so like insanely one-sided?
Because you gotta send a message.
This one's not as bad. This one was they only had a 2k gold lead, but like look at the kill difference.
Yeah, this is a bit of a gap in kills. Yeah, this is so we have Garen versus Mundo.
Garen should never lose that.
Dude, I don't.
Versus Mundo. He's a Garen.
Yeah, it's like Garen. Cause Garen and Darius are the same champion in my head. I'm kind of confused on how Mundo died so much, and Darius has so many kills. Because like,
well, if we just respect Darius, then you get slapped. That's as simple as it is, really.
Like, Darius should be really outranged. Like, Tom Ken should be slowing. The Lilia has a really high range slow. Syndra has displacement. Senna has high range.
Blue side is such a good, like, I don't want to be near you comp. Like, just in and out, you know? Like, they stay away, they poke them with Lilia, they poke them with Syndra, they poke them with all of this long range abilities that they have. And
But
they never get close to this Darius.
They do have the Rammus special. Rammus is rolling in there, distracting them, and then Nico or Darius are getting full of CC.
If they space themselves properly, they played this properly, Tom Kinch or Mundo should always be tanking this
One thing that's really hard also is if Tom Kench just ults whoever Darius starts stacking on, I don't see how he gets his empowered ult off.
He just waits until they get 4 stacks, ults them, keeps them away from the Darius with 3 stacks.
I think they had all the answers to deal with this Darius, but it looks like Sunrai underperformed a bit individually, and then oh, this Kaisa has 12 kills. This is a 5-item Kaisa in a 40-minute game. And I don't think anyone on the opposing side got to 5 items.
I'm surprised she built Duskblade though into Mundo Tom Kinch.
Like,
you're not gonna be dealing a whole lot of damage with that into these massive tanks.
I think because when you're facing a 3 carry comp, I think you want to be burstier, so you can insta-kill one of the 3 carries whoever gets CC'd. And then you can go from there, because her sustain damage is good enough because of her 5-hit passive if you just build the attack speed.
Seeing as the Rammus has 18 assists, I can assume that there was a lot of engaging being done by him. And they really capitalized on it.
Wait, did I not update this draft? I thought I updated the draft. Oh my god, I'm in the wrong folder.
Oh, you absolute buffoon. Right. Want to fire this guy?
Alright. Rammus pick into Lilia. That is curious. I don't think I've ever done that in my life. pick into Lilia. That is
That's
serious.
really interesting that they lose this with Lilia Syndra into Rammus. They should just bully him the whole game. He can never gank mid.
I don't think Syndra probably just like did not play individually great.
Well, even if Rammus starts to Q and like the front line isn't there, doesn't Syndra just push him? And he
Yeah,
stops
so the only way Rammus can kill Syndra is if she's already. She has to be hard CC'd. Like, roots don't count because she can just cancel his engage unless he's ulting on top of her. So she needs to whiff her E for a trade or something for Rammus to actually get onto her and get the CC down.
What a weird game.
I do like the Lilia Senna combo as an answer to Kaisa. Like, decent range, very mobile. I just don't know.
Honestly, I'm not a fan of Tom Kinch. Like, I understand.
I think
like,
that
if
Tom
you can
Kench
play
was
it
to
well.
try to shut down Kaisa.
Yeah, if you can like perform properly with him, like it works here. But like at the same time, why pick a character where you have to know the exact timings to like ult properly when you could just pick Braum or Nautilus? Or well, I guess they pick
Dude,
Nautilus. But still,
I was kind of thinking like, you have R5. Why the fuck don't you do Senna, Lilia, Janna? You have so much move speed, disengage, and range. I don't think they can actually do anything on opposite side. And then you could try to play through top. The tricky thing is though, like Darius is actually just a hard blind to deal with. Like if you have to pick into Darius, there's very few things that shit on him. There's a couple of things that you can just farm even and wait for 20 minutes though.
I mean, if you're confident, you could pull out Fiora and easily beat him. But like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who this player is, so I don't know how well they're gonna be able to perform that. Because there is just hard loses into Fiora if they're good enough.
Like, looking at Darius counters, I mean, there's Mundo, but clearly this guy was not a Mundo player because
the only reason Darius loses into Mundo is because he's your hard skill. Wait, you scale so much harder than he does. He can never kill you that game.
Yeah, you just front to back against Darius in fights and you ult and then you have like 150% health and he can't start his resets. But like during lane phase when Mundo passive is like such a long CD that if he pulls you he has like a 50-second window to try to get a big trade off, it's kind of a problem, but Mundo also can just farm with Q. Most of Darius' counters are just skill matchups or range champs, unless you're playing Mundo.
Definitely don't want to pick a range champ with the way you're setting up your comp in this game.
Yeah, with this specific game, like, you need another melee.
You know what would go hard this game though? Unironically, Olaf. Not because.
Olaf's one of the few melee champs that can play into Darius.
Rammus kind of cucks Olaf, right? But if you actually manage to like do well in lane with Olaf in this game, you will not only constantly beat this Darius in side lane, but the Nautilus and the Nico can never do anything against you. Like the Rammus and the Kaisar are the only threat to Olaf in this game.
Yeah, like the melee champs you have as options are like Pled, Olaf, and Mundo. And I would rather see Mundo since their bot lane is kind of stuck in free farm mode. Like, if you have a bot lane you can play through, sure, pick Mundo into Darius. But they really didn't have all the tools that you would hope for.
I don't know, Senna ADC just really doesn't appeal to me in this game.
Somehow like, though, they fucking won on red side anyways.
Huge. It's just weird that they would pick Senna as their ADC when Senna ADC just isn't that strong right now.
Yeah, I mean Senna Cho'Gath's been seeing some play.
The
And
Chuggas is weird though. It's very
it
niche.
is weird. Isn't there one other Senna combo that's been popping up recently?
It's mostly Senna support though. It's like Ash Senna, stuff like that.
Gosh, Senna's the thing. Alright, gonna pull up next game. So the cross match was FF'd, so we're gonna talk about our boys in blue, New Moon versus Fever.
Whoa.
This
There's
was,
not. I mean, I guess Red Side has. Somehow they let Viego get 10 kills.
dude, Pisk
That's
is
not a good
so
sign.
good. I mean, Pisky is, he's a Viego monster.
Sure his name's not Psyche?
Psyche, yeah. I meant Psyche. Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
Um, what to say? Gnar counterpick into Mord. Is that even a counterpick?
Yeah. Gnar really just beats on any melee champ in the game, and with Mordekaiser you can't really do much early game into Gnar. Like, if you let yourself lose a lot of minions, which is really what you're supposed to do in this matchup, and instead of going Riftmaker, you go Iceborne like a smart boy, but this guy went Riftmaker like a dumb boy. You actually can play the game with Iceborne. Um, but yeah, if you wait until you get ultimate, then he can't do much because if unless you're really bad and you miss all your abilities, which possibility. But yeah, it's just you lose so hard into Gnar early game.
Oh,
Gnar is
dude.
too strong.
Look at the Gnar build. He bought Trinity Force, Thornmail, and then isn't that called Silvermere Dawn, the melee
Yeah,
QSS
Silvermere Dawn.
item?
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, it kind of makes sense. I would assume if you watch this game, this guy built QSS really early because it's just a hard counter to him. If you have the champ that can build it, and Mordekaiser literally can't play the game,
It's
especially
tragic. So he probably had to
when they
side
have a
lane against Snark for a lot of the game, and then he can't even use ult.
yeah. You literally at that point, if you see him build that item, you just give up lane. You literally say, "All right, you get to have all the minions. I'll stand close enough to get XP." That's your goal. And then Gnar is just going to push you off the lane constantly because he outranges you and outdamages you. And there's not much you can do. It's a very tragic time.
Dude,
But I
Kiora
do like the
has.
Mordekaiser pick.
Um, do you like the word pick?
Yeah, they have Udyr Braum. If Mordekaiser doesn't get counterpicked by a Gnar and doesn't lose lane to the Gnar, then he literally will run this game down.
Yeah, I was just thinking Mord is maybe a bit weird because if Udyr double E's, I'm pretty sure he gets out of Death Realm.
No, not when he's in it.
Oh
If
yeah,
he does
wait.
it
He would
before
have
he
to
gets in
do.
it.
He'd have to ult him while he's doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a decent word angle.
I mean, personally, as a Mordekaiser main, I wouldn't pick it here because it's not it's not the best pick. Like, there are better picks. I just think that it's not the worst pick. Like, it's just unlucky that they can play Narwhal.
Like my favorite time to play Mord is against like it's kind of the same angles where you would want to pick Swain. Like if you are against like 2 or 3 tanks and mostly melee centric, it's a really good swing game. And like as Mord, you would like to play against Udyr Braum, but I don't really want to play Mord in his Zeri Syndra.
The only issue I have is that Mordekaiser doesn't work well with Viego in the slightest.
Yeah,
I don't
that
think
was
it's smart.
kind of what I wanted to talk about. Is Viego? Sure, you can farm up to 6 with him and then just play for team fights, but he also kind of likes getting out on the map or skirmishing, and Mord isn't really a skirmisher.
They have so much damage on Red side. They should just pick Maokai or like Malphite or like any tank that has hard engage and a lot of CC and can take a lot of damage.
They could have definitely went for a traditional front to back, but I think the R5 would have been wasted. Like, he had a counter matchup for Mord, and he was able to execute it, so...
No, I mean for the Mord. I think that I'd rather see a huge tank that has a lot of CC in place of the Mordekaiser.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense.
You have
I mean,
Jinx
Ornn is
by
up.
Viego. Ornn would have been massive this game. With Jinx, Viego, Ari, you could just Ornn Horn, and they get all the engage they need.
Yeah. I mean, Ornn is also just a bit of a better all-round blind than him.
He still gets completely shafted by Gnar though.
He does, but you get to rely on utility more.
And Ornn is a much better scaling champion than Mordekaiser is. Mordekaiser struggles mid game if he doesn't have gold.
I feel
Ornn does
like
not.
this just isn't my preferred Mord build. Like, I don't know if it makes sense to do Demonic third. I think if you're gonna do Rylai's Rift, my favorite third item is Gargoyles. It feels you feel like Mundo doing more damage at 3 items.
It definitely looks like this guy just autopilot built the items he built. Like he didn't think about it. Like there's no reason
if you look at this team, like Udyr is sure magic damage, but you're probably more worried about the Narzeri. I do think Iceborne would have probably helped.
Yeah, Iceborne would have been a huge buy. Preventing Zeri from moving much, preventing Gnar from being able to get on top of your team, you know?
Or kiting you if you get a couple abilities off.
If they had gone Poppy top instead of Mordekaiser, huge. But that's assuming they still pick Gnar.
Dude, I don't... Not sure. I think if I would change anything for Newman, I would have done Ornn.
Yeah, but with Poppy, Zeri can't E over walls.
Yeah, but that means you have to already be on top of Zeri, and Zeri has really high auto range with her Q.
Yeah,
so Poppy's better at thwarting engage than stopping disengage.
I just like Poppy. I think she's really strong right now. I think she's super strong right now.
Yeah,
I think she just works everywhere. I think she's super strong right now. I think she just works everywhere.
So first pick Zeri. That's quite the statement. He did have 10 CS per minute that last game.
Wow, look at these teams. 10-1 on Lux? Oh my god.
Dude, Sweets
is crazy.
I don't want to name drop all the champs Sweets absolutely pops off on, but she is good on.
It's actually insane to me that a Gwyn lost to an Ornn.
Yeah, I mean, Stubby is good on counters, but like Gwen is something he's been trying to add to his pool. And I know Weez like can play Ornn. That's why I don't really understand why they want to blind Mord instead of Ornn.
If you see Ornn, why not just pick Mordekaiser? He's easier to execute than Gwyn is, and he's a much safer pick than Gwyn is.
Similarly, I don't know if I would want to fucking play Mord into Lilia Aphelios.
Who cares about Lilia? You just ult the Thresh, you ult the Lux, you ult the Ornn.
You didn't know it was Lux yet.
Oh, that's true. But still, there's no reason for you to ever have to worry about Lilia's Mordekaiser in this game because you're just not in the fight.
You know what, I'm changing my mind. I think Mord would have made a lot of sense. You can easily match Ornn Crunch the whole game. You fuck him over in team fights. And you already have your CC set up by a Mumu Braum. So you're not cursing your team with Mordekaiser. Like the worst times to play Mordekaiser is when you have like one engager and no follow-up CC, or you have follow-up CC and no engager.
The thing I dislike about Blue Side's team comp is the Xerath. It doesn't really fit into this comp. Like, you have a huge engage with a Mumu, and you have a huge engage with Braum. Why not pick Victor? Why not pick
Yeah,
Ari?
so with this, the way their team comp was going, you either want another front to back fighter, or you want something that'll go in. So, like Yone would have been cool. Diana would have been cool. Victor would have been cool, like you said. Syndra would have been cool, but that was banned. They did ban Victor and Syndra, so they were kind of steering him away from that. And then Chinese Spy, I think, almost exclusively plays control mages, so like, I don't know what he would have pulled out here aside from like maybe Nico.
Nivea and Nico would have been so much better than Xerath.
Dude, Nivea with a Mumu is actually just killer, because she has two of the highest AoE spells in the game. Like, AoE damage spells.
Mumu goes in, ults somebody, she walls them towards her team. They just can't do much.
I do want to commend Coco for getting more kills than deaths, but he did die 8 times this game.
I would die 8 times as a Philios. Also, they have a Mumu. What are you gonna do? You gonna flash? You can't flash and cleanse up every single time he wants to fight you. You're just screwed.
I will say, Sweets had a very clean game with only 1 death, and then she's at 25 KP out of a 31 kill game, so she wasn't there for 6 of the kills.
All of Red Side's KP is insane. They all have more than 10 assists, and that's actually crazy.
Yeah, dude, they had a really good game too.
And obviously Thresh was hitting some crazy hooks with 23 assists.
Dude, Fallen's Thresh is a monster if his internet's not down.
If he isn't constantly disconnecting, I agree.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. The game went complete 180.
Dude, is this actually the Game 3 draft? I feel like I saved the same thing twice. They fucking saved the same thing twice.
You absolute fool.
I messed up. Hold on.
Who hired this guy?
Dude, I just came in and requested
Some guy off
greatness.
the street showed up and they were
Wait,
like, you got the job.
No! Dude, Stubby, I'm calling you out. Your draft link is the same. Your Game 2 and Game 3 draft link are the same. I do not have the draft for this game because of that. Your Game 2 and Game 3 draft link are the same.
This is user error.
I do not have the draft for this game. Alright.
Not 14. 10-0 on Zeri, huh? They got 3 kills on the enemy on the red side team.
I'm kind of confused why they didn't get rid of Zeri. Like, he popped off game 1. Coco died like 8 times in lane. Game 2, Zeri may or may not have been part of the problem.
Bro, what the fuck is this Olaf build? What am I looking at?
Oh, dude, I'm gonna be sick on stream. What? What is this? Why would you ever second item Sterix?
You don't first item Stride. I guess I don't play jungle Olaf, so there might be a difference. He doesn't have a ghost. He went Stridebreaker first item, Sterix second item. You're not gonna do anything. You do no damage. You have no sustain in a fight. So, if you want to be a frontline, then you don't go Stridebreaker.
Yeah, generally. Olaf has multiple options. So like, I think Gore Drinker has fallen out of favor with the way his healing has changed. But usually Olaf would do that because with jungle you have less income and then you can bolster your stats that way. As jungle you need a first item some way somehow. So I think that's why you do Gore Drinker instead of Jockshow. Because Ravenous first item in jungle is kind of ass because you can't get enough gold for Tiamat unless you get a kill or like 2 crabs.
No, you're thinking about this completely wrong. You don't first item any of that. You first item Shojin. No, you're thinking about this.
You
Think
said
about it.
what?
Shojin. Spirit Shojin. Think about it. Okay. Think about it. Hecker. Basically, Olaf is just a worse Hecker, right? So if you build Shojin, and then you have the opportunity to build Gore Drinker, and then you're popping off.
But
You get so many Qs.
yeah, this is just a weird comp, man.
You get so many Qs.
I'm not sure what the pick order was from New Moon, but I don't know why
I
you would.
guarantee you.
They have.
They banned Thresh.
They have
And their
the.
comp fell apart.
Well, hold on. They have the Xayah Taric combo. They want to go back. Seraphine is happy to play at whatever speed the rest of her team's on. Gwen wants to go in. Olaf wants to go in. So, like, no matter what you do, either Gwen, Olaf are unhappy, or Xayah and Taric are unhappy.
My issue with this is Olaf doesn't have his go button. He doesn't have Ghost, so he's never gonna catch the Corki. He's never gonna catch the Zeri. He's never gonna catch the Udyr. He literally is gonna stand there, not be able to take damage because he has Stride Breaker, not be able to fight anything and constantly sustain because he's not gonna be able to build Ravenous. It's just a tragic game for Olaf in general.
And do you think this is R5 Gwen?
Yeah, most likely.
Because I don't think I would ever pick Gwen into Kled.
I think if you're confident enough, I think you can make it work pretty well, because Kled doesn't really have the same damage that Gwen has, but Kled can stick to Gwen so well that I don't think it really matters if you're good at Kled.
There's that, and also Gwen is one of the strangest skirmishers because she's really front heavy. Like, her goal is a sweet spot Q and hit like all parts of her R. Kled will dodge pretty much a full Q or ult cast when he dismounts, and that will really mess up her tempo.
No, I thought about it. I hate this Gwen pick. It's awful. Because the moment that Kled has one item, Gwen can't do anything. The moment he has Ravenous, Gwen's gonna sit there, she's gonna throw R, she's gonna be like, I dismounted him, guys, look, he's dismounted. He's gonna hit her 4 times, get remounted, she's gonna have no ult, she's not gonna have her Q4, she's gonna stand there and look like an absolute idiot.
So I usually just pick Kled into Gwen because until she gets level 6, she can't fight him. And then once she gets level 6, you have the possibility to lose. But if you've been winning hard up until that point, you can just stat sticker for the rest of the game. So I'd rather see, like, you can actually play some tanks into Kled. So you also can just play.
Literally just play like.
Try to think.
Like Mordekaiser's not
Poppy.
the worst. Poppy's really good into him. I mean, anything that can build Thornmail first item is just really good into Kled.
Oh my god, yours a homie DM'd me game 3 draft.
Huge. Honestly, I'd rather put Olaf top. Just flex the Olaf to top. You fix all your draft issues, you can pick something better in jungle than Olaf.
I was hella confused. This is blue as in winning side is in blue and enemy team is red. We have to go back on some of our statements. I will pull this up in a second. Alright. So this is Gwen B3.
Wait, they were blue side?
Yes.
Why is that? Why are they red side? I'm so confused.
I don't know.
I'm so confused.
I don't understand Gwen B3. I don't think Taric was high enough prio to first pick it. Coco plays Zeri. Why didn't they just B1 Zeri?
They freely gave up Fallen's best character when it wasn't banned.
Yeah, they first picked Fallen and they didn't pick Thresh. They didn't take away the Zeri. Yeah, they first picked Fallen and they didn't pick. I think this should have been B1 Zeri, and you go from there, because Fallen's down to play Rakan, he's down to play Thresh, he can play Nautilus.
There's no reason to ever pick Gwen. Why are we picking Gwen into Thresh Zeri when we don't know?
Do you think
it
was supposed to be a flex for jungle? Like, oh wait, no, they didn't know jungle yet. But yeah, I have no clue. I don't know what this Gwen pick is, especially when they want to play Seraphine. Like, just put the Seraphine. Double Enchanter is so good, but you need like the front line. You need the Bruiser or carries to play around it, right? You put Taric, something Seraphine, right? And then you can give Wheeze his carry champs. Like, is Viego up? Viego's up. Viego with double enchanter is nuts. They could have done. I don't know Wheeze's carry pool, but Gwen with double enchanter isn't nuts because most people just can't hit Gwen. This is a really weird draft.
Even it's like they were confused. Maybe there was some miscommunication, or maybe they were more confident about something they shouldn't have been confident about. Because this Gwen and Olaf pick, just don't pick Olaf jungle. It's so bad. Olaf jungle is garbage.
What's extra bad is like you can't flex this Gwen, really, because Olaf. I'm assuming they want to put the Olaf in the top lane, and then Olaf does so bad into Kled.
Yeah, they picked Kled and they were like, okay, we have to swap now.
Olaf does so bad into Kled.
Yeah, they picked Kled and they were like, okay,
so yeah, this draft is hella scuffed, and they paid the price for it.
Unfortunate. Also, Gwen went Ignite. Very cocky into Kled. That is so cocky to pick Ignite into Kled. Oh my. Very cocky into Kled. That is so cocky to pick Ignite into Kled.
I don't know.
Why not just pick Poppy jungle here? You see Udyr and Corki and Zeri and Thresh. Just pick Poppy jungle. Poppy jungle goes so hard in this game.
Yeah. Crazy shit. Gonna pull up next game. Going insane versus TD Tarkin.
I'm going insane looking at these drafts.
Facts.
More one-sided. Well, not that one-sided. The red team's well, I guess it wasn't. Oh no, you haven't swapped the thing yet. Red team's MF kind of went hard. You haven't swapped the draft yet.
So I think I did the thing. Whoops.
You did the thing.
I was in the same folder. I was in the old folder. Wait.
That's not right.
Yeah, it is.
Is it? No.
Yeah, dude.
Oh. Where's the MF? Oh, I guess they just accidentally picked Vygar somehow.
Oh my god.
What am I looking at? Are you sure this is the same one?
Dude,
this is not the same one.
This is supposed to be.
There's no MF on this team, and there's a Vygar. There's a
hold on. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna try the other draft image I have in this folder.
This is the wrong one. That one you just showed was the right one.
Yeah, hold on. I believe. There.
Don't worry. technical
technical difficulties, man.
More like mental deficiencies. But it's okay, guys. We're figuring it out.
Alright.
Oh god, not Xerath. I just hate Xerath as a champion.
Wait. They blinded Trin top and they didn't know how to counter it.
You're telling me that Tryndamere not only went 4-0, they have a Victor and a Mumu and a Jarvan and a Trundle into this
and a MF.
This Tryndamere and an MF, and he still was 4-0. What happened?
I'm very.
How?
What?
Did they just ignore him?
I don't get it. You're going insane on this.
Is either
dude, the Tryndamere Xerath just won it. I guess it's because TD Darkin drafted a Press R comp into Taric. They had the Mumu MF, and then they see Tarkle, and you're like, alright, time to also add Victor Jarvan and see what happens instead of going for like Cassio or something.
This is strange.
This is a terrible R5. Like, there's so many better picks into Tryndamere. You can outrange him. You can go Kennen, and he can't even touch you the entire game.
Are you ready for my take here?
What? Is it Poppy?
Why would you pick Trundle when you can pick Poppy?
Yeah, dude, Poppy's really good in Trin. He basically doesn't have the stats to kill her until 3 items. He also can't, like, cheese Poppy early, unless you don't hit him with passive autos, or poke him with Q. And then, what else? Fiora can play really good into Trin, so long as you land W. Jax literally beats Trin on every trade if his E is available. Like, there's E. Oh, dude, you could pick a Malphite here. What the fuck does Trin do against Malphite? And you already have a Press R comp. How do you get counterpick and lose this hard? I don't get it. Dude, Gideon, are you even there? Did we lose Gideon? This is tragic. Anywho's. What else? Xerath poke until all in teen. That's brutal. They also have disengage with Maokai. I just don't know what Darkin could have done. Alright. I guess I'm gonna look at next game.
Oh.
You back?
Hello? I'm
Dude,
back.
what happened?
My power went out for a second.
Oh, do you want me to pull up the previous game?
I don't care.
Alright, we'll just keep the ball rolling. I pull up game 2.
Alright.
So, the Tryndamere B3 pick, they determined they don't know how to counter it. We're just gonna keep picking it. And he goes 9-2.
There's no way they once again lose to a Tryndamere with Sejuani and Nautilus on their team.
Dude, the thing I said is
crazy.
There's so many easy counters. Like, if you pick Fiora into Trin, so long as you land W, you win every trade. If you trade as Jax into Trin every time you have Counter Strike, you win. Malphite is so easy and just stat checks Trin. Poppy does the same shit. They couldn't counter with Trundle, and then they pick Set into it and lose also.
Set hard loses into Tryndamere.
Like,
That is an awful pick into Tryndamere.
it's just like Set does fuck all against Trin because Trin just dashes outside of his W every time. Like, if he dashes backwards, he's out of Set W. If he dashes through him to dodge the W, he also can do that to extend the trade. Like,
yeah, the only time Set ever will ever kill Tryndamere is before he's level 6, and if Set has flash up.
Also, Set can beat Tryndamere like level 1 if Trin doesn't have Fury, but Set needs to take lethal tempo, and this guy took Conqueror.
Yeah. Conqueror into a matchup you don't want to take trades into.
Like, also, you can, if you're losing on Set, why don't you just do Heartsteel and see what happens later in the game? Because
every single Set player, everybody who plays Set, they will never, ever in their life say, I'm going to be a tank, because they want to be the damage dealer, because they're Set. It's cool.
Like, you're losing. You can't go Bork Trinity anymore. It's sad. It's very sad. I don't
think you could ever go Bork Trinity into Tryndamere. It's just too sketchy.
Yeah.
You're literally coin flipping the whole game.
I can't believe they had Sejuani and Nautilus, and it seems like they didn't camp bot that hard because Naut died 9 times.
That's tragic.
And this Varus has 8 kills.
Oh god.
Dude, they did not have a lot going for them.
You know what they had going for them? They had faith. That's what they had going for them. They said, you know what? I believe that we can do this. And they proceeded to not do it.
Yeah.
And, you know, that happens to the best of us, really.
It's tragic stuff.
Especially with Sejuani being 5 levels down on the Tryndamere.
Dude, the Sedge jungle. The Set was down 3 levels on Trin.
Yeah, the Sejuani is down 5.
Dude, the Sejuani's the same level as their support.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say also.
This is a prehistoric Kaisa build. You have the section of Nashers, no Rageblade. I don't know. He really wanted the W evolve before the attack speed or the Q evolve.
He was going Rageblade 3rd. He was almost there. If they didn't lose the game, he would have won.
Like,
he said, trust guys. I scale. Late game we win. To lose.
Yeah. You want to go late?
Well, you want to go late into the Tryndamere Vigar. It's a smart idea.
Dude, their team just. What's weird is they had Trin B3. They had 3 picks to do to make it to where Trin can't split push for free, or at least cannot play team fights out, and then they didn't do that.
They didn't pick anything that could respond to a split pusher.
Exactly.
Something to team fight with, which Tryndamere could care less.
Warren can farm even into Trin if he's near tower. Malphite basically can't die to Tryndamere until 3 or more items.
What if you went on hit Tryndamere, bro?
Dude, I don't know if on hit Tryndamere is a thing.
It's not. Not as far as I know. Maybe there's some like crazy Korean player that's doing it. That'd be funny to see.
Right. Now I'm gonna pull up the last match. This is TPO Blue versus Friend Zone. These were the only teams to not win a match, and they got to face each other, so at least someone could come home happy.
somebody won this game, and that's what matters.
Why is this screenshot so small?
Maybe you got little eyes.
Dude, it just feels so many. We're playing the draft here.
Is that a 15 kill Jarvan?
Dude, it is a very fed
It's got a
Jarvan.
9 death Briar and a 12 death Jarius. Oh my god.
Dude,
What happened?
what is this? Why is Darius mid?
Why are we picking Briar at all?
Dude, Singular Bread is fucking inting yet again.
They first picked J4 and they said, you know what's a good pick into J4? Briar. Nobody thinks that. That's not a train of thought.
Briar is actually just one of the worst champs in the game. Like, prove me wrong.
She's one of the worst champs in the game unless she's against characters that she beats. Isn't that a crazy statement? If a character is into champs that they win against, they win the game.
Well, this is actually... I like this TPO draft, actually. You give Nyla the Soraka. You clearly want to go in at the Jarvan Nyla. I just don't know what the hell... Well, the Muda is a response to Darius.
Unironically,
what is the Rumble for?
Nyla doesn't want an enchanter on her team. Nyla performs better with a frontline tank.
Yeah. It's one of the weird things. Her passive is specifically for enchanters, but she plays lane better without enchanters. So, like, your ideal scenario as Nyla is, like, you pick it with, like, Rakan, Nautilus, and then you have, like, a Seraphine or Karma mid. But, like, Karma mid's not a thing anymore, so, like...
Karma top's still a thing, kind of.
It is, but... Oh, like, no one's putting in the games to make that work at this rank.
This is it's just a weird one. Rumble doesn't fit into this comp. We're picking Darius mid, and we're first picking Briar into Jarvan. This is
Dude, it's like they're like, oh, if Jarvan cataclysms and Briar gets a wall stun on his ult, it's just good. And it's like, no. Because usually it's just Jarvan in the cataclysm, and he doesn't intend to live longer than his cataclysm anyways.
And even so, this Jarvan's so ahead, he would just simply kill her every single time.
Yeah, this is a kind of strange. You went Shojin, Gore Drinker, and this looks like Collector. Like, why didn't he just commit to the Dustblade?
Why does he have a Dirk?
Dude, he was going Collector Jarvan. Third.
Why is he going Collector on Jarvan and not Sterix?
Dude, he wanted to carry. I'm just saying, if he wanted to carry, why didn't he do fucking Dustblade?
Dustblade? Who cares about Gore Drinker? You don't need Gore Drinker. They literally have no engage but Malphite and Darius. You're never going to get a Gore Drinker off in the first place.
That's facts.
Go Stride Breaker.
Alright, I'm gonna pull up last game.
I thought this was the last game.
The true last game.
Oh my god.
The last draft.
Oh. This doesn't get any better. These are so one-sided, it's crazy.
Dude, last week there was only one series that was 3 games, and I think it was the same this week. I think there was one series that went to 3 games, and the rest that didn't go to 3 games were FFs.
Another huge Blitzcrank angle.
Dude. This is a
Nocturne into our Ezreal.
Is this Varus top? This is 80 Varus top with Heartsteel, and they won.
I was about to say, it's not 80 Varus because he has Heartsteel. Why does he have Heartsteel?
I don't know. And how did TLP lose to it?
They were probably winning so hard that the guy was like, I'm just going to build a Heartsteel for fun. Omega lol.
I'm very confused. Very, very confused. Huh. I mean, Singular Bread making me question why he got MVP. Another game in a row. He was 3-11 this game.
This is a crazy. Who first picks Graves? Are you a psychopath?
I don't know.
That's
And
the
then,
dumbest thing you can do.
like, they didn't play great into the Nyla the previous game, so they decided second game's a charm. It goes through, they do Nyla Tark instead of Nyla Sona, and their answer is Ezreal Blitzcrank. I'm shocked as to why they went Blitzcrank when they knew they were against the Nocturne Nyla. You already know they're going to be diving. What does Blitzcrank accomplish here?
The whole point of Nyla is to stand on top of a champion. That's what she wants.
Dude, it's like when Blitzcrank pulls in like Diana and then she engages on the entire team.
Yeah.
Like
exact same.
And then this Lissandra pick's weird as well. This isn't a bursty team. It's Jax Ezreal.
I really feel like the Lissandra pick was such a desperation like pick because like they see the Nocturne and they see the Varus and the Nyla and they're like, we need some way to survive all of this damage that we're gonna get thrown at constantly.
Like, why didn't they do Janna? Why didn't they do Janna support or Lulu?
Why didn't they pick anything besides Blitzcrank?
Yes. Why do people pick Blitz?
It's a low elo trap, bro. Blitzcrank is only good in very, very specific team comps that can make him work. And this one was not one of them. Because you're not pulling anybody on the enemy team into your team and succeeding.
Yeah, it's crazy. Alright, I'm gonna pull up the last couple things. This is the bracket. Where's the standings? Why is the standing so small?
Not everybody's as good at technology as you are.
Oh my god.
Old.
Alright.
Bro, this looks like it was made in high school. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Dude, don't tell Sims you said that. He won't let you back in. So our matches, we got Eden Snapdragons against Eclipsing Tide's New Moon. I think this might be a bit closer than Elysium. New Moon has been Elysium before. Eden's 2-0'd them. I'm curious to see how this goes, because either they make it, either they figure out their shit now, or they're just out. Basically, it's playoffs, right?
Like they're struggling to find a placehold because they're 3-3.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, New Moon did face Eden's in the cross match, but cross matches literally did not count for standings or anything like that. So we'll see how this goes when people know it actually accounts for something.
I'm going to do the same thing that every single one of these teams that lost was doing. I'm going to send my hopes and prayers to you. If you win, you win. If you lose, well, it's your top laner's fault.
Yeah. And then we have Going Insane against Dorado Gaming Row. I mean, I actually don't know enough about these teams to say who would be favored. I like the name Going Insane, so I hope they take it. Any takes?
I think the best take is that the teams that are favored are the two that haven't lost a game. I think that's the best thing to say. Obviously, they're completely one-side stomping these guys, and their record is actually not bad. They're both 12 wins. One has 4 losses, one has 1 loss. Close enough.
I think Omen's going to lose to Fever. That's my take. Fever has my man Stubby, and I believe in him. And I think Omen is absolutely imploding as of lately.
What a tragic backstory.
Yeah. My superimposed backstory that doesn't have many facts other than I feel like Omen is like worse than everyone else leads on. And then last match, Ishiva Squad Wolf Warriors and Dinosaur Orca Agitate. I have no clue. Impress me. Dynasty Orca Agitates, rank 1. Shiva Squad Wolf Warriors are rank 4. I will be shocked if it's anything but 3-0.
Yeah, judging by the way these games go, probably going to be a one-sided stomp. But I believe in our team. I believe in everybody. If we win, then they lose, and that's all there is to it.
Dude, that's the smartest thing you've said all day.
I know. I'm an absolute genius.
Well, do you have any closing statements?
Closing statements?
Yeah.
No Moon's gonna absolutely destroy everybody, and we're gonna win everything, and we're gonna be epic, and we can't lose because we're epic. Those are my closing statements.
All right. Well, you heard it here first. Gideon thinks Newman's gonna fucking dominate everyone, and they're gonna show him the other side of the tide. So that's all, folks. We're gonna close for tonight.